Welcome to the Big Freeze. Yeah, welcome into the live. This is Radio Jonesy. Just getting all looking at all the snow on the ground. It is terrible. The big freeze is here. The Arctic blast. What do you want to call it? Look at it. Absolutely white everywhere, as you can see. Well, that's all I've been seeing on YouTube over the last day and a half. Planet Jonesy. It could be good morning to you, but it is coming up to 2 p.m. over here. And welcome in, my friend. How's work treating you? Or better still, how was those? Did you get any of those muddies that you went fishing for? Yeah, but the big freeze is on. Australia Day. Welcome, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. All that sort of stuff. Let's have a look. I'll go to. Yeah, I seen the video, mate. Two muddies, one with a claw missing, and some sort of rock cut or something, wasn't it? There we go. Got here. Just going through my system here. And it doesn't have what I want. Not there anyway. Hey, welcome in. All, all and sundry. It is Australia Day. Right now, down at the beach, there's a bit of a festival on. There's food trucks, and we were down there earlier on. And Adventure.America. Hello, Jonesy. Good to see you. And hello to you. I'm assuming, is that Craig? I am just not too sure. But yeah, welcome in. It is Australia Day, the 26th of January, the day. What was it? I think, if my memory serves me correctly, I think they went from the first fleet landed in um, Botany Bay, and after about a week of staying there in Botany, they didn't like the depths of the harbour. Oh, Troy, sorry, mate. Adventure America. Good to see you. Yeah, and then they sailed into Sydney Harbour. Or they sent a expedition out to see if there was anywhere else they could park their big timber wooden ships that they brought all the way from Portsmouth in England, and they found a lovely place called Port Jackson, which was Sydney Harbour, and in they sailed, and then they set up the first the first lot of prisoners from England arrived, and we are what we are today because of those actions of the British way back in was it 1888? No, 1788. What am I saying? Oh man, it was a long time ago, give or take 100 years, and a couple of fit, healthy-looking people walking down the street there, walking their dogs. This is a bit of a dog trail and a healthy person trail around our local area. So Jonesy's saying hi to Troy. Yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to go with this live. I just thought I was sitting upstairs watching so much stuff. Yeah, I know they're getting winter in Middle America. You know the big scary. Ooh, there goes the what's that? Toyota Prado. Yeah, that's the view out of the window. That is we're in Tasmania. We're looking at the city of Burnie and the port. There is a cruise ship there in the middle of the camera, right in the middle. It's a small cruise ship. It is a nice one of those cruise ships that bring a lot of money into town. That to get on that ship, you got to you spend a little moolah to get there. And look who's here. It is the host with the most, Shawnee Groves. Good to see you, Shawnee. Wasn't sure if anyone else was live. I was looking. I just thought I'd jump on and see what's going on. And that is, yeah, Troy got a adventure. I keep saying Captain America. But it is the picture, isn't it? What's a nice looking picture on the avatar? It is Australia Day. Magnificent weather again. It's been a fabulous long weekend. We've had this is the fourth day of R&R. Let me say, yesterday we were up the back, chopping up some trees that have fallen, and we're just starting to organise that mess up right up the top of our yard to get ready for winter. And as Shawnee does there, you type in the word radio, and sure enough, your channel will drop. I'm sure we got one of these tickets for that. There we go. Yeah, so we're up there doing a bit of work. Yeah, Belt Loop, good to see you, mate. And welcome in. It is Australia Day. Yes. Shorty saying hi to Jonesy. Yeah, the Penguins. Probably got to do more down there with the Penguins. But I just realised today too. In May we have an official Cracker Night. So yeah, people were telling me online today, don't forget to order your crackers, your fireworks and your rockets and your things, because we're having a. Don't forget, if you don't start ordering them now, you might miss out. And it's in May. There is Mr. Beltloop 29 himself. Good on you, Gary, or as we call him here in Australia, Gaza. So you're pumping out the 3 a.m. YouTube police lives, Gary. I've seen a few of those on replay. But 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Oh man, that's unheard of. Yes, the joys of living where we live, where most of America think they are the be all and the end all. For all you Americans out there, hope the weather is fine. because the big freeze is on, as we've continuously seen on YouTube. Man, you can't turn your YouTube feed on without some sucker walking around in the snow going, "Oh, check this out! I got 3 inches of snow." And I know you get more than 3 inches up there, Shawnee. You are very the old is it Minnesota where you are, where all the crime and corruption is? Well, up there is where it really hammers down in the rural section of the country areas. I don't drop my link. I don't drop my link. Why don't you drop your link, Gary? Just got type radio. Typically. I'm just running down the list here. There's Shawnee. Thumbs up. Belt Loop saying hi to Jonesy. Is it freezing there? Thought it was summer. No, I just thought I'd put I was toying with the idea of going to Chat GPT and get myself a thumbnail of me cuddling a penguin down on the ice or something. But might save that for another day. No, it's Australia Day, mate. If I went down the beach this morning. There was they were setting up for the festival. There's bands playing, and let me say, not really good bands. As one who should, I've seen a number of bands, all sorts of bands, and right now there's 4 bands on the two that I've seen. Probably the 2 earlier bands are probably not the pick of the 4, but yeah, no. So we. No, man, 3 a.m. I wake up to go somewhere, and then when I come back, I look at my phone, and sure enough, there you are. And you know what? You send me back to sleep nicely. I turn it on. I sort of see you and Jerry, and then whoever else you got on the panel, usually Eddie, and he's waffling on. And next thing you know, I'm waking up, and it's 7 o'clock. But you're getting a watch hour or 2 out of that. It puts me to sleep at that time of the night. And that's not saying anything to you. I could sleep anywhere at any time with a herd of elephants walking around. It's 9 p.m. Yeah, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock here usually means, central time, 2 p.m. Yeah, we got no inches here. That's the way. Well, I don't know if you wanted it. It does look nice. Let me say that. It does look nice. But well, I'll just move on. Yeah, they all seem to. It's like Australia too, honestly. Certain regions of Sydney, when immigrants move in from from China or Cambodia or Vietnam or whether they're Greek, Italian, they all seem to move to a certain suburb where they're surrounded by their own kind. But you probably would, when you think about it in the long run, you probably would do that yourself if you were moving to a foreign country. You'd probably want to see some more people that you recognize, that speak to you, that's similar. But in saying all that, if I move to China, I don't want to be surrounded by Australians. I want to get involved in the culture and see all the sort of stuff that goes on, I wouldn't want to be surrounded by a bunch of Australians all walking around going, Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. I'd rather be sitting down trying to eat 1 grain of fried rice with chopsticks, as I probably would try, and then I'd say, give me a fork. Oh, you don't have to drop your link, Gary. Feels like minus 19. Okay, minus 19 Fahrenheit. That's got to be pretty similar to Celsius when it gets down to those low levels. Is that how it works, Shawnee? Actually, let me have a look at this. Since it's just the. Yes, yesterday was about 28 Celsius here. The computer's telling me it's 20. I was down the road earlier on. It was 24. It was 2 o'clock. We should be at the peak of the heat right now. And look at those clouds. Actually, we had a cloudy morning. That might have been keeping us sort of warm. But right now, right here, right now, the clouds have all blown away, I think. Look at that. Blue sky and sunshine. Yeah, we're up the back chopping up this mess up the back. There's a whole heap of trees and brush that's down. And yeah, Mrs. Radio had a couple of. Thank you, Janae, or Tuesdays with Joy. Always good to see you. Yeah, Gary. I'm not. Like I said, I could sleep with a herd of elephants tap dancing next to me. But I know you. Well, anyway, for whatever reason, I played it anyway and listened for a while. Yeah, thank you. Tuesdays with Joy, Janae. Always appreciate you. Having fireworks here in Dampier tonight, depending on the wind. A lot of dry brush around, yeah, or bush. Definitely, mate. The same here, you know. When I was talking about Cracker Night in May here, it all depends on wind. You know, they can always just pull the pin at the last minute, and then they'll give you another weekend. But like shooting off your own fireworks that you can buy from authorized dealers when you're purchasing fireworks. I can't drive to Canberra or to these places and buy them and stick them in my car and drive back. No, they have to buy them. They have to officially come in. What do they call it? Specialized postage where it's branded as fireworks. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting. They were trying to get me now in, what are we, the end of January nearly. Wow. Fancy saying that. And it is absolutely crazy. Good on you, Janae. Good on you, Gary. Like I said, I just come on at this time of day. I'm assuming, I don't know why, I just don't get notifications like I used to. A lot of people saying, oh, YouTube, how are things my way? Things are going great, to be honest. I am working too much. I'll always say that. I'm trying to retire gracefully. I never want to probably stop altogether. I just want to continue not draining the bank balance every day. I want to be able to bring something in. So I'm trying a few different options. Definitely. It's Janae saying hi to Jonesy. And Planet Jonesy saying thank you. Right back at you. Yep. You're welcome, Gary. Like I said, we're a couple of the OGs. You know, like we've been around for a while doing this game of YouTube. I do enjoy the lives. I do enjoy the content. I'm starting with poor old Eddie's lives. Like yesterday, I turned it on for a bit, and I don't know. It's sort of fun watching them spin the wheel and someone wins a prize or gets stumped out or whatever. But there is so many of them you can watch without being not entertained. So I sort of, having a bit of a break from that before I jump back into that. If he's still going to do that, yes, Janae, right back at you as well. You're right, Gary. You're welcome. And he will be right back. He's a man of his word. And yeah, that is the view, like the clouds. Typical Tasmania. You see clouds 1 minute and then they're gone the next. Temperature on the computer still says it's 20 Celsius. It's going to get to 21 at 3 p.m. and then drop back to 20. And then at 7 p.m. tonight, about 19 Celsius. So we've got beautiful weather for Tasmania. Tasmania could be a lot, I won't say colder, I'll say cooler, because if I say colder, people that live in the cold say, that's not cold. This is cold. But, oh, I hit something wrong there. What happened there? Oh, I don't know what happened there. Something dropped on, but yeah, that is the view out of the studio window. We'll come back to the webcam. Let me see if I can make that smaller. Okay, that's the smallest it goes. Yeah, toying with the idea of moving the desks around. I've been, we've had guests here, so I've been moving beds about and doing different things. I've got to fix up different beds again. And Janae's come in with, I certainly do remember Gladiator. Is, are you not entertained? That's right. Well, to be honest, being, like, I know why it's pretty good if you want to bid for, put in $5 or whatever you do, you go on the wheel and you could win like $20 or $30 worth of merch from their thing, from what they do with the wonderful Mrs. Eddie, who does a great job with the merch. Have you seen this? Have you seen the movie 12 Angry Men? No. Can't say I have. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I'm getting trailers for in commercials on YouTube at the moment is He-Man, Masters of the Universe, that cartoon. They must have made a movie of that from, the old Skeletor is the arch enemy or the nemesis. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. There we go. Janae dropping links. Robin Gardens, welcome in and great to see you from Chicagoland, which, if we're talking movies, there'd be a lot of gangster movies in Chicagoland. Hope you're not under 10 foot of snow, and I hope it's all manageable where you are there in Chicago, Robin, and I reckon it'll be a winter wonderland. I have a lot of people following me into all of my friends' pages. Yeah, good on you, Janae, Tuesdays with Joy. YouTube's a weird game. I see the Dogman or Wichita Mountain Living or whatever he calls himself these days on that channel. Yeah, Big Mike, or Little Mike now, he's been shrinking doing the carnivore. He went live today. And I'm looking at mine right now, and I see I have four wonderful people in. Robin, 2 inches last night. It's the cold mostly. Yeah, I get you. Well, I'd love to warm you up. I've been down the beach every day over the last 3 mornings. Have I filmed nothing? No, because I'm concentrating on myself at the moment, just walking around, doing a bit of exercise, trying to drop a few pounds. And yeah, and it's yeah, but Big Mike, he went live and he no snow with Janae either. Wow. Okay. Yeah, but you're down the bottom, aren't you, Janae? Um, yeah, Big Mike, or Little Mike, however you want to say, Wichita Mountain Living. He was a neighbour of this fabulous dude, Peter. Good on you, Peter. Welcome in, mate. I've been doing a lot of work lately, Peter. I've been missing your lives. Why am I here? Actually, I might. Just open that window a touch. The modem for this computer is actually above us, upstairs. I just opened up the window. It might make Wi-Fi hasn't gone off here for about 5 days. It just dropped out then, which is always great. I can hear the bands at the beach coming through. What are they singing? Must be an original. I don't recognise the tune. But the beach is looking good. We've got a bunch of little waves coming in right down there. The cruise ship's in. Finches are flying around the hydrangeas out the front. Yeah, flowers are flowering out the back. Let me. We got this little wallaby too in the backyard. He's he's about the size of a rabbit, so it's a young and very just out of the pouch. He's very cute indeed. What have I got? Any pictures? It's all right. They're playing Dragon right now. Oh man, that's out the back, and you can see the grass. I've left the grass grow really long. That's a steep hill, actually. And this is about 9 o'clock last night, which is still pretty light here. And we're waiting on the little wallaby to come out. The April sun in Cuba. Oh, they're singing April sun in Cuba. Oh, dun, 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 all right. So come on, take me. Just waiting to see this little wallaby pop out. He'll pop out any minute now. I had to sit there. I was just sitting there relaxing, and I can hear him walking around the grass. That long grass. He's just hiding, hiding about, and yes, the big question is, where is he? Surely I filmed him. Here he comes. He looks like a big rat. It's coming from those green plants. They're called agapanthus. And sure enough, I'm a really good photographer. I should have checked the video before. Oh, there's the flowers. That's a Shawnee. And the wallaby. Well, maybe I didn't film him. Thought I did. Obviously, I didn't. Dang. I sat there watching him for ages, holding the camera up. I didn't press record. Let's go back to the chat. As everyone knows, I'm always on top of it. No snow with Janae. Hellman King's going hello, and hello to you, Peter. How's your place look, Peter, with all the snow? Or how you coping with the heat? I mean, if you got enough heat, I'm assuming you have. Yes, disappeared into the Radio Jonesy Wi-Fi system. Here is the man in person. It is the Devil Dog. A woof. There is a Devil Dog. Look at that. It's only a handful of these made. 3D printer. Posted halfway around the world. I'd like to know where the Devil Dog sign is. On the move, it's got to be here somewhere. Thank you, Janae. That was a few minutes ago. Everyone's saying hi. Devil Dog saying hi. Janae's coming straight back. Jonesy saying goodbye to Joy. Oh yeah, did you Sunday? Is it Sunday? I don't know these days. That's the way. I just want to be your teddy bear. Ooh. Shawnee Grows got film done, waiting on the download so I can edit. Okay. Is one of the ships sounding off a couple of toots. Here's another one. There's 3 ships in port. We've got a cruise ship, a container ship, and I'm guessing it's getting logs. A log ship because the big pile of wood chips isn't getting any smaller. So let's have a quick look at that. There we go. We got the on the left hand side. The first boat's got like a greeny blue sort of a hole. Then we've got a little sort of white top of the cruise ship near that crane, and then there's this. You'll see about 4 cranes on a little ship, nearly in the center of the screen. That is getting loads of pine trees. Always enjoy editing videos. Oh, I could always put a camera out the back. I'd rather be looking out to sea and hearing all the goings on. My thermostat is set at 68 and it stays at around 68 degrees. It's nasty outside. I've been watching YouTube, mate. Everyone's making the most of it. There's videos galore. Katie in the kitchen. Good to see you. Yeah, you want help. That's hell. Hell. Yes, I did, Eddie. Your brother was there. Is it Sunday for you? Or is it Monday? No, it's Monday. It is Australia Day, the 26th of the wonderful month of January, when the first fleet arrived in Sydney Harbour. It was always going to be a fantastic day. I tell you, people here. Yeah, people here in Tasmania, not Tasmania, in Australia, not really in Tasmania, but people here in Australia, they, you got the average Joe, the people who love their I'm just getting some messages in. Yep. All right. Yeah, people who love Australia Day, the average Joe, they celebrate what's great to be an Australian, whether you're born here or you're not. Yeah, most people celebrate Australia Day. Then you've got the crazy people, or the people who've got a different opinion, and they're the ones who in Sydney today there is two marches going on. A march of an Aboriginal group. They're calling it Invasion Day. This is the day they got invaded, and they're marching, and they're going to meet up with another group who has rallies and marches every weekend. The Group for Freedom for Palestine. So if you live in Sydney, they carry on like pork chops every weekend. Well, these two groups are going to merge. So they say on the news. They're going to merge and cause chaos to the average family mum and dad who's going out to celebrate what's good to be Australian on Australia Day. Like, get out, cook a barbie, go to the beach, go down to the water, have a good time, like, enjoy life for what it is. Because let me tell you, if you're living in Sydney, life is no fun. Housing, the dearest houses in the country, the dearest rentals in the country, all are in Sydney. By none. It's over 10 times the salary is the rent. Like, the rent is 10 times. Yeah, the rent is on average. They got this calculation, and normally it should be about 8.7, 8.2 or something of the salary should be the rent, and it's over 10 times. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And here's a member of the channel. Look at this. In comes the wonderful Ace with the all the emojis, which I can't see, but I'm sure if I was watching YouTube, everyone out there can see them. Everyone's saying hi to Ace. And look at this. Get down to this comment right down here. Australia Day forever. Let me tell you, Jonesy, me and you are on the same wavelength. It doesn't matter where you were born, when you were born. If you're alive today, obviously you weren't here when the first fleet arrived. And, like if you've got an issue with a family that was for some reason, if like an Aboriginal and your great grandfather was murdered or great 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 grandfather, you probably got a bone to pick or a tribal spear to throw. You'd have an issue, but for the average person, it really doesn't affect. It's just a day, and for all these other people to say change the day, why change the day? This is the day the first fleet sailed into Sydney Harbour, and that is why Australia Day is this. Yeah, if you want to have another day, have a national day again. If let me just say this: Australia Day is one day a week, one day a year. The Aboriginals have Nordic Week, which is a whole week of celebrating the Aboriginal community Australia wide, and then there's a whole month put aside for that as well. But by all means, if you want to do another day, do another day. But Australia Day on the 26th is fixed in time. That is something that happened. You cannot push that statue over. You cannot drag that statue away. It's there. It's fixed in time. It is history. It is what it is. And we are all here to celebrate. All the mums and dads of the world in Australia, 99.999% are all happy, like a few of the blue and red haired university students who want to rally against every cause. Doesn't matter if it's a good cause or a bad cause, they're paid to rally and they'll go out and rally against that cause. But like I said, most Australians, we've had a nice day here. We've had a barbecue. We've cooked some good steaks. We've had a walk down on the beach. We've had a good day not to spend money as well. We haven't really spent a cent today. We're just doing our thing. Got later on today, I'll fire up the whippersnipper when it cools down a bit, and I'll do the edging, and I'll keep going on the yard. We've down the side of the house as well, where the wonderful. If you go to my channel, Outback Tasmania, you'll see the garden, and down the side of the house we've got this hedge of plants, and on both sides actually we've got like bees everywhere, and man, it's a bit of a nightmare walking up that pathway now. It's just gone out of control. So the lavender's been cut back into a manageable hedge inside the garden wall, inside the width of the garden. So I'm going to try to manage that hedge. And with the cuttings, with the lavender, you can put the cuttings stick into some water, and then with any luck, within about a week or two, you might get some roots shooting from the cuttings, and then you get more plants to plant. But anyway, that'll be on my Outback Tasmania channel. So I have been, and let's get back to the main story from yesterday. Mrs. Radio decides to, we need to cut these trees up that are laying right down the top of our yard. Like our yard goes up like this. Yeah. And yeah, going up there with a couple of chainsaws and shovels and rakes and like not falling over and rolling down the hill like a cannonball. So both of us managed to get up there. And let me tell you, we're in our 60s. We're not as young as we used to be. And when she's on a mission, she's on a mission. So we're cutting back this blackberry bush that is growing crazy all over this tree coming from across the neighbours from the back corner. And we're cutting it back. And I said, because the tree fell down, the backyard's on a slope, the tree fell down and the blackberries are growing over it. It looks level. And I said, don't put your foot any further into there because you might drop down 2 feet. There'll be a hole there. It just drops away. And yeah, so she's still cutting away, and let me say that she just put her foot too far in and took a fall and laid in a bed of blackberry thorns. Oh man, it was terrible. Getting her out of there. The 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 thorns that stuck into every part of her arm. I had long pants, long shirt. I said, wear a long shirt at least. I'll be right. Oh man. Anyway, apart from losing a bit of blood and no broken bones to be, that was one thing that we were worried about. But anyway, I jumped in there like a superhero and dragged her out and carried her down over my shoulders all the way down the hill, which I didn't really. I got her up, and then she said, "I'll walk down the hill. You keep going." So I kept, I kept, I kept cutting up the tree that was up the back that needed to be cut, and it looks good now, actually. And we're going to get a good 3 or 4 weeks of firewood out of this tree of non-stop burning. But anyway, as she's walking down the hill, she put a foot on some leaves that are sort of sitting there and slipped. I hear bang. So she got her head and her shoulder smashed against the fence as she slipped, leaning backwards. And so she had 2 good falls. It was interesting. So what does a guy do to after he comes down and says, "You okay? Can I put a bandage on? Can I get you a drink? Let me do this. Let me do that." She goes, "I got to do some vacuuming, but the vacuum is no good." I go, so I go down to our Kmart. I buy a vacuum and brought it home. I thought it was the one we had was like, I don't know, 4,000 watts or something. Like it was specially made for pet hair, and it was a really good vacuum, which was not working. So I went down and bought this one for about, I don't know, $50, $60. It wasn't much. It wasn't a lot of money. It was a cheapie from Kmart. It was 1,000 watts. Stuck it on the rugs inside, and man, the amount of cat hair, which the cat is no longer with us, unfortunately, and fluff and dust and that come out of these rugs. Oh man, this thing works a treat. And a very happy wife who's got a very happy new vacuum cleaner, which I would never thought of buying your wife a present as a vacuum cleaner would put a smile on your face. But you should never say there's a present. You just say, "I'll get a new one for you." Yeah. And yeah, positively offensive TV. Good to see you. Positively offensive. Now, where have I seen you before? Where am I getting you confused with? There's a train going across the rail crossing. I got to get one of them microphones that picks up all the noises. Because there's a ship now going. I'm sure he was just doing that despite the train driver coming into. Oh yeah, and today too there was a wonderful sand sculpting competition going on down at the beach today as well. So they had everything from little kids with their sandcastles to grown men with their scalpels and cement carving implements, and yeah, so it would be interesting to see who wins that. Or it's about a medium tide at the moment, so I'm pretty sure the tide will win in the end. At high tide, that where they're building them, the water comes in, takes them away. So let's just have a quick look here. Over to here. Let me go to here. And thanks everyone for popping in too, by the way. I just thought I'd go live on this Australia Day. The lucky country for sure is what most people say Australia is. It's not the same country as we used to be. Oh, this cough is still sticking around. Definitely a lot of stuff has changed, especially what we had at Bondi Beach recently. Oh, look at that. My subscribers have just clicked over to 1,200. What was I? 1,000. Whoa. I've got 6 extra subscribers from somewhere. Well, anyway, that's congratulations, 1,200. Let me get the crowd applauding that one. And thank you for those new subscribers. Click the wrong button as usual. Okay. And we just save that. Yes, the big the big freeze. Man, I turned YouTube on, excited to see how this unfortunate storm occurrence, like it is winter, and I suppose you do get storms. So I turned on YouTube, I've seen Junk to Gems' video, and then there was the beauty about there's a cruise on, and there's a few of the regulars I watch have gone away, which sort of saved me the pain of watching more people trudging through snow saying, "Oh, the weather is terrible." But like Celine Ferocious is a channel I watch. She's a lovely channel, got 1,060 subscribers. Doesn't get a lot of views. She's a woodwind instrumentalist. Instrumentalist. I just turned it on there, and it says "Beating the Winter Uglies." So there you go. That's her. I'm just scrolling down. Let me hit subscriptions. Let me just see what pops up. Up pops Another Time. Yeah, she's there. Yep. With her, she's out and trying to get water, and she's looking like a snow angel. Big Mike, from the Dog Man, he's got another one video out. Then you got the wonderful Our Mountain Home. This could have ended very differently, where I've watched that video already, where they went to feed their friend's farm animals, and their car broke down, and they had to steal a battery to get home, which was interesting. And if I scroll down, Old Man King was live 3 hours ago. Sorry, Peter, for missing that. You've got 1,000. You got 199 views. I'll click that over to 200 once this live's over, my friend. And hello, Planet James. He's got a new video out. The Holden Statesman, ex Bali, Small World. I'll have to have a look at that later. Simply Jan's got one out saying Winter Snow 2026. Reverend Dream, Late Night with the Reverend. There's Bean Boy, and there's a few other regulars, but there's another one, the Dog Man. He's got some fantastic thumbnails. It really doesn't look like him, so that's a good AI one. But he's making the most of the YouTube world. Whenever there's a drama in YouTube, who watches Azul? Does anyone watch Azul? He's a financial advisor, retired, and he's playing the YouTube game. I've watched him grow. He has got 343,000 subscribers. I've watched him grow from like 5,000 subscribers. He does his thing, and he does his thing well. He does the talk videos. The channel is Azul, Azul. Mickey, she's got a lovely video out with the bird feeder in the snow. There's tons of them. Anyway, I'm scrolling through and not reading the chat. Quint Nelson, my lord, I just turned it on, and good on you, champ. Let me just run down the chat. I think I was up here. Go on you, Quint, as well. Thank you for running. Sing some Elvis. My sister-in-law just come back from Gracelands, actually. I told her don't go this time of year because it's going to be bloody cold. And when she come home, she goes, I'm glad we stopped at Hawaii on the way back because it was freaking freezing. Okay, Robin, I can't wait to get it done. Yep, I think I've read that one. We got down to Shawnee saying edit will be easy. Yeah, I see the flowers. Yep. We read that one. The thermostat is 68. And then I've jumped too far back. And that's how Katie spells help. Or hello, I think. Yes, Eddie was there. 33 at the moment, and it's 11:33. So that was that was about half an hour ago. Wow. Let me run down. Joyce, listening. Thank you, Janae. Australia Day forever. I think that's where we're at. And look at this. What a legend. Quint, an absolute one of the all-time good guys. Thank you, mate, for Australia Day. That'll buy a sherbet or two. And thank you for being a member of the channel as well. Quint Nelson, one of the good guys. If you don't know Quint, you should get to know him. That's right, Quint. You rock. Everyone is, and there we go. Ace. What a great. Let me just put that down there. Please do not post my link. I am not a content guy. I just enjoy all of your content and being friends. Good on you, Quint. Yeah, we can always take that off there. Look at that. Even I can do that. Yeah, and I tell you what, I was talking to a few friends about the drive around videos. They're saying the band singing a new song at the beach because it's Australia Day and there's a concert on, which I was down there earlier on. It's been going for hours. The drummer was pretty good then. Yeah, doing a Richard Clapton song. All right. Sorry about that. Richard Clapton, good artist. Ace, you are such a wilder, my friend. Yep. It's a funny song to be. Anyway. Oh, jeez. Oh, they turned it up. Very nice. Anyway, all right. Back to the stories. Yeah, so Mrs. Radio had a bit of a fall yesterday, which surprisingly I put a smile on her face by buying her a vacuum cleaner. Like, you make sense out of that what you will. Um, you may like you get a hit over there with a frying pan if you've done that any other time. The new song's starting. I'm pretty sure that's ELO, which is not Australian, which is sort of anyway here nor there, I suppose. Most Australia Day bands just pump out Australian music from the 80s. Anyway, all right, I'm back. Okay, so we've been. Wow, an hour's gone by. Yeah, we were talking about the my drive around channel, and the other day I was driving back from the countryside, and I went in to buy some groceries leading into this long weekend. Just need to get some bread and a few different little things that I was asked to get, and like, and I just filmed inside the shop. I'm thinking, I film with this, I edit with this. My YouTube life is the phone, so I don't use computers anymore. I do it all through the phone, and so I filmed like when I'm when I'm filming a video, sipping on some hot cinnamon tea before bed this night, and hopped on YouTube. Good on you, mate. Well, look, I know this isn't the most exciting show, but I hope I'm entertaining you to the fact that it is summer here in Tasmania, and we have some beautiful locations in Australia. Honestly, if you haven't been to Australia, have you been to Australia, Quint? And this next question, if you have you come to Tasmania? And if you haven't, I know somewhere where you could go, Quint. But yeah, that's the view out where I'm sitting right now. So we've got some beautiful weather this time of year. But getting back to the video, like I'm filming with the camera, well, the phone, I should say. And when I film normally, I'm filming. It got the camera out, and you look like you're filming yourself. You look like what's this idiot doing with a camera or a phone? Why is he filming here, and why is he doing that? So you're not too you're not too sure, you're not too comfortable sometimes. 0 degrees, we're in a heat wave. And that song has just come to an end with a nice ending with a double hit twice on the drums, and then the one chord ending, which is it's sort of a standard. Well, Quint, I know a person you could come and visit in Tasmania. It would be awesome if you ever want to come this way. If you do come and you like the warm weather, January and February, mate, they're the times to come. But winter can be good if you go to Queensland. Quite pleasant up there all year round, just like a bit like Florida. But yeah, so I'm out there filming away, and there is like locally here. If you go through my catalogue of videos too, by the way, locally here, if you go way back to the start of all my channels, the there's a few good like local locations around here that tourists go, wow, this is fantastic. But because we see it every day, you think you want to find something bigger and better. But there is some lovely locations here. But yeah, as I was saying, like when I'm filming away and I'm doing, yeah, good on you, Quint, mate. When I'm filming away in the, just say I'm making a video, usually I film, so the camera's sort of looking at me and I'm filming like this. But when you're in a supermarket and you're pushing a trolley, you don't want to be filming yourself. You want to be like, so I've got this down on the trolley and I've just got record on. I got my hands on the trolley, pushing it around. That actually came out pretty good. I only used a few, 15 seconds here and 10 seconds there and like bits and pieces, but it works pretty good. And I might do more of it. And the people that I was talking to said, hey, with that little bit you filmed in the Woolworths, that come up pretty good. And I went, yeah, it was sort of a bit off-putting, but yeah, I said, g'day, mate. It's usually, g'day, mate, g'day, cobber. Like that's the next one, like cobber, COBBER, pronounced cobber. So you'll hear that a lot over here. G'day, cobber. How you going? G'day, cobber. How's it hanging? That's just like a greeting. And they're talking about your nether regions. Is it hanging to the left or is it hanging to the right? But they really don't want to know. But usually you'll bump into someone. They'll say, "G'day, mate. How's it hanging?" And you go, "Yeah, it's all good, mate. Everything's going good." But for an outsider, you'll hear that and you go, "How's it hanging? What are you talking about?" And there is a lot of interesting conversations. Planet Jonesy says, same here. I do all my editing on my phone. Most of the filming is done with the DJI Action 5. I need to get a microphone. Yeah. But I use my phone if I don't have the DJI with me. Well, I decided a long time ago when my little laptop, which is right here, died on me. I mean, just couldn't handle the sizes of the files from the GoPro. Like, I've got some beautiful 4K footage, and it was working great for a while, but I filled it up. I really wrecked it, and it just, yeah, it just didn't work too well in the end. So I got myself a new phone, and I went on continuing to use it. And I'm just trying to read the chat as we go, as I'm trying to tell the story. But Yeah, as we're yeah, he's a bonza bloke. That's another one. Yep. And you are a bonza bloke, Jonesy. And what month did you say you were coming over here? Anyway, by the way, I keep actually, I'm next this time next week. I'll be hanging out with hopefully the wonderful people from the Sand Van, Tim and Sandy. Their van's going in to get fixed with some injectors by a local mechanic here, and they're going to spend a couple of days hanging out, and it should be interesting. We might be talking a bit of behind the scenes YouTube stuff. Love learning new languages. I'm actually using AI to teach me new languages right now. I'm learning Latin. Oh, jeez. Really? Latin? I like to dance. I like watching Latin dancing, but good on you, mate. And you know what? AI is just such a wealth of everything. When you look at it now, I'm watching these commercials um, on my YouTube feed. Right, there's this commercial that really I hate. It comes on with famous people like Dick Smith or Gina Reinhart, like the richest person in Australia, and it comes on with it's someone wanting you to invest in their, like they come on, they say even the Prime Minister, like Anthony Alla, what do they call it? Not Albanese, Albanese. Have you heard that one, Jonesy? Yeah, Albanese's now Albanese because he won't condemn that hate crime from Bondi. You know, he's trying every way of not blaming the real thing. It was the gun, not the person who pulled the trigger. Anyway, I digress, and I've losing my train of thought with the chat. Just sort of, yeah. But with AI, you can do with this commercial too. Like this commercial is all these people saying, "Hi, you people know who I am," because if you're an Australian, you will know who they are, and they'll go, "You know who I am. I'm here to tell you now, if you invest in this program, it's sponsored by the Australian government and fully refundable if you do not make $1,000 in your first week of this program. This program where you invest money for you as AI generated, and you'll be earning over $1,000 a week. It only costs you $400 to join. And if you join now, you'll be one of the first in Australia to join this fully government backed program, and it's just a scam, biggest scam you've ever. Man, if I could give someone $400 and I get $1,000 a week, yeah, how stupid are people got to be? Anyway, all these people, and they've actually got the people like Dick Smith, speaking like Dick Smith, looking like Dick Smith, telling stuff that Dick Smith would never say, um, and it's just that one thing of AI really pisses me off. Oh, mate. Yeah, for sure. Don't trust any government. Listen, my mate, he works for WorkCover. So WorkCover is a organisation here that investigates. Just say you're working as a security guard somewhere, and you got hurt at work, and your company is not sort of looking after you. WorkCover will come in, investigate, and sort out the problem. Make sure everyone gets what's becoming to them, whether they're then they'll get told either they're not paying enough insurance fees, or they're you have to pay this or you have to pay that. And anyway, my mate, he said he's reading the guidebook of his job when he first started, and he's been there for he retired oh 5 years ago now, and he retired on a really good income because he was there all his life. But in his handbook, he still got the handbook because he showed it to me. And it said, the first line you say when you either speak to someone, knock on their door, they open it up, and you go, "Hi, I'm John from WorkCover. I'm from the government. I'm here to help you." That was the line. I'm from the government. I'm here to help you. And he nearly got punched in the face plenty of times by saying that. Oh yeah, man. Have you seen those commercials on your YouTube feed? I get them all the time. They go for 5 minutes. They just waffle on. And then the other ones I'm not too sure about, but it's the car detailers where they get all these big scratches. And they got some nanotechnology. Just wipe this stuff on, let it sit on there for 5 minutes, and all them scratches just disappear. And then you wipe the stuff off, and you got a whole color back into your car again. It sounds good, and it sounds like nanotechnology probably is going to be a thing. And I hear you, Quint. And let me say that I hear you, mate. Ooh. This band's starting to sound better. Yeah, drives me crazy. Not playing no Australian music. You drive me crazy. Ooh, ooh, no one else. Anyway, that's good, Quint, and I'm very happy for you, my friend. And let me say, I'm retiring. Like, I'm retiring. I should have retired already, but I'm in my mid-60s. In Australia, 67 is technically the year that you can get your pension and you can retire gracefully, all that sort of stuff. I'm a few years away from that, but you can retire early. Once you're past 60, you can take your super out, and you can take a bit of your super, you can take a lot of your super. And superannuation is what you or your employer has paid into your accounts. So when you do retire, you have an income stream or a big nest egg to draw upon. And if you need a pension, if you haven't got a big nest egg, the government here will pay you almost $500 a week to retire. Like it's about 475 plus bonuses, and that's a week. So if you own your house, own all your, you don't have exorbitant lifestyle. If you can't live on that sort of money, like you got to pay your rates. Everything gets discounted too. When you're retired, your land rates and your council rates and everything gets, there's a pension price. There's a real price and a pension price. So you do get looked after. So I'm at that stage now where I can almost do that, but why take money out of the bank accounts when I can still work? Like my perfect scenario would be work 3 days a week, earn $900 or 870, something like that, for three shifts, and live comfortably. Have 4 days off, 3 days on, 4 days off. I could do that for the next 5 years if I had to, but I could do that for the next 10 years if I had to. Because where I'm working, there's a whole heap of extra elderly people in their 70s still working, doing that sort of same thing. They're self-funded retirees, but they can work. You can work as long as you want. If you're self-funded and you're not getting any money from the government, there's no nothing holding you back. But a lot of people, don't. I don't know. They expect to have millions in their bank, and they expect to be living on what they're living on right now. But yeah, like just say the ice storm hit here, like where everyone is over there, and you couldn't get out of your house for whatever reason. I'd have enough food in this house to survive. I don't know. I could survive a month, probably more. You got enough rice and pasta, and I got meats in the freezer, and bits and pieces in the cupboard in the pantry. It's not like I'd starve. And even if the power went out, battery banks, little portable units, not big units, but I can still get the lay down the fold out solar panel to charge. So I could still manage the phones and the computers and stuff. It's not rocket science. It's not really hard to look after yourself. And other people I know that have moved rurally in Tasmania, depending on the council that you move to and the location you're in, there is a lot of stuff you can't actually do without getting council approval. Like you just can't turn up, build a cabin, and start living in it before someone sees it and puts a complaint in. You got to get a building inspected. It's all sorts of. And if you have too much money in the bank or super, you get a part pension or nothing. That's right. There's limits, and you know what? And people who complain that they're only getting a part pension, really, they've got money in the bank. They've got something supporting them. Just as long as you've got a roof over your head, transport, whether that is public transport or private transport or a car or a bike or whatever you're going to have. Once you've got all that in place, you're pretty well set. Pretty well set indeed. Like it's not a bad thing to do at all. So I wouldn't, and like I said before, that money, if you can't live on that near $500 a week, and like to be honest with you, if you know you're coming to a retirement, you're going to need a bit of money behind you just in case your fridge breaks or your stove breaks, or you need a couple of thousand here and a couple of thousand there. So if you can't plan for that while you're working and earning good money, you're spending too frivolously. There's a big word for Australia, though. I don't usually say too much about, but I'm making the same as when I was working. Yeah, mate, that's what everyone aims for. That's fantastic, mate. And you own everything. That is, mate, I'm living in this 2-story mansion that overlooks the water. Oh, the ship's moving out. One of the ships is on the go. Let me change. It's going to be slow motion, but let's have a look while we're here. The first container ship on the left-hand side with the blue, that is the blue door at the back, has come up the ramp. The container ship is heading to Melbourne. It usually leaves at 6 p.m., but because of Australia Day, or there could be another ship arriving. But anyway, there we go. The container ship is on the move. Yeah, most people aim to have that same similar income, when you retire. And I know America is different to Australia, but and Planet Jonesy's looking after himself. Well, you know what? I've had poor old Radio Jonesy. Your view is better than mine, I will say. Well, and this is one of the enjoyments I do get living here is the little things in life, like the weather changing, the clouds, the thunderstorms, the rain, the birds flying around, the helicopters that seem real close to the house that go to the local hospital, like they're flying. We're probably 250 feet above sea level, so they seem to fly very close to your roof when they come over. And just watching the daily things, the lights come on at night in the city, the ships coming and going. There's a cruise ship. He's just driving past that cruise ship now, sailing past, I should say. And like we can hear the band down at the beach. What I haven't got, which I really want to sort out very soon, is a deck just outside the door here, outside this window. Like this is the window. It's a pretty big window, to be honest, but if we turn this into a door and we go out here onto a deck, and this is still like a entry foyer / spare room office. Oh, sorry for the shoddy camera work, but yeah, this is just all my sort of garbage is in this room. There's the old laptop that's a bit dodgy, and then up the staircase. Now they're playing David Bowie. Like, this band should be shot. Australia Day, should be playing Australian bands. Anyway, I get medical choppers buzzing my roof all the time. Yeah, it's sort of sad in a way that someone needed that lift, but it's sort of glad that someone's getting that extra quick trip to the hospital, because our local hospital is one of the major. It is the major hospital, the Northwest Regional Hospital. It is, and that ship there that's going out, that's called the Straight Link. It's heading to Victoria, going to Melbourne, taking our vegetables, our supplies. There's all sorts of stuff on that. There's shipping containers. There's whole trucks that go on there that they drop the truck drops a trailer, and a little container truck takes it in, and then when it gets to Melbourne, the company's other truck basically picks it up and continues taking their truck to wherever they need to go. It's sort of like a fascinating. In Bali, we have views of the mountains. When you really get the little thing means that, especially, oh man, like one thing I get, Quint, is that I know what age my grandfather died and my father died, and I've really got to I have changed a lot of stuff. I don't do half the stuff that they used to do. Katie, yeah, Katie, she's fine. Quint, oh, they're playing the Sunny Boys now. The Hoodoo Gurus, I should say. What's my scene? What's my scene? Yeah, the ship's sort of motoring on. Beautiful weather for it to cross, let me say. I would love that job. Every day going across the Bass Strait to the mainland. And that ship there, right, they get to the mainland. They get it all set up, and then the crew has their day off, or their time to themselves. They either sleep when they can, and then they go into town and they do whatever they need to do, and they come back and basically sail the ship back to here for the next day. Because right now, somewhere in Melbourne, the sister ship of that one is leaving with a container full of goodies bringing it to here. It's interesting when you sort of and to see how it all works. And right here too, at the top of the island, we've got Burnie, and in Devonport, we've got the big storage, fuel storage. You don't call them containers, do you? What do you call them? Anyway, where all the petrol and diesel all comes from the mainland or elsewhere and comes here by ship. And we get it off at the ships come here and they pump it into these tanks, which are way over on the right hand side of the screen that you're looking at now. What? The wind must have changed because the band's sounding clear now. What's my scene? And there goes the ship, not me. Talking about the ship, I don't like water except for bathing in it and drinking. I don't swim. You just put a life jacket on, you float around like a boy, waiting for the sharks to come and find you. It's all good. You don't want to sink first, you miss all the fun. I love swimming. The water temperature here is a bit cooler than it is over on the mainland because we're closer to the Antarctic, but it's not freezing cold, icy water. It's actually quite refreshing, and I'm a bit overweight, so I don't feel myself going in and getting out of the water because of no one wants to see a big Radio Jonesy coming in and coming out. But if I could get somebody down there like Mrs. Radio to film, and then I could edit it and show just the good looking bits, not the bouncy wobbly bits. I might do some videoing because the GoPro works good underwater. I've been thinking of riding my 650 BMW bike from Perth to Tassie next year before I get too old to do it. Man, that would be an adventure. So when you relocate, after you relocate, what are you going to have left in Perth? Like obviously you're going to have a bike. You could always bring it to my place and leave it here with the key. I would love to do that crossing. Like, and if you don't know where Western Australia is, and to come to Tassie, you got to bring it all the way to Melbourne and get on the ferry. The Nullarbor Plain is it the longest, straightest road in the world? I am thinking that's the case. I'm not too sure, but it is a crazy setup. It's sort of like one thing. It's in everyone's DNA. If you're Australian, you want to drive across the Nullarbor once in your lifetime. They're singing Footloose now, Kenny Loggins. I'll tell you what, if I was the if I was the council guy who organised the band, I'd be saying, mate, you're playing good music, but it's not what Australia Day crowds want. But anyway, the thing is with bands here, they probably know X amount of songs. They probably couldn't do a full couple of sets of Australian music because they only know their standard stuff. Anyway, I was wondering where most of the crowd is. Katie, who else is live? I can't see anyone else is live, but there must be. Or is everyone just trying to stay warm? Drinking the whiskey and scotch and sitting back. Just my bikes at my mate's. We'll leave it at my sister's. I was only joking, buddy. I was only joking. I rode to Melbourne and back when I was 18. Wow. Wow. That is awesome. And thanks, Katie. Always appreciate the support. Yeah, there's only a handful of people in here, but everyone's good. Everyone. You couldn't meet a nicer crowd like Katie's in the kitchen is a fantastic supporter of most channels, I tell you what. And she's got her own channel as well, don't forget. But I think you hang around. Yeah. Oh, I won't go down this road. Look at this. Ace has been a member for 4 months. And for that, Ace, let me show you. Let me show you something. I can't show you. It's not here. My tea is done, which means nighttime. Later, mate. That's the way, buddy. You get some sleep and I'll catch up with you at a later date. And thank you, Quint, for your support. Thank you for being a member and all the best, mate, to you and yours. So we're always good hanging out with a few. Oh, yeah. And let me... Calming, eh? Maybe I should do some of them audio books and things like that. I should put my application in, or maybe I should write my own. Yeah, see you, Quint. You're a champion, as Ace would say. Look at that. Good on you, Ace. Send me an email again, Ace. I've missed a lot of stuff with your address again. I think, did I send stuff to you that didn't get there? I can't remember. You got my email. I know you have. Email me. I've got a few little things that I found when I moved that I'd like to just say thanks. I got a whole bunch of... see you, Quint. Quint saying goodbye to Ace, Katie, and the other Jonesy. And he has to be a good guy with a name like that. Yeah, thanks, Quint. Thanks for being a supporter of a lot of channels, and the support you give is wonderfully received. And thanks for all your service, for all the stuff that you've done in your lifetime. I know you've been in the police force as well as the military, so yeah, much appreciated, my friend. The time you've put in for others is outstanding. But yeah, no, when I was doing radio, the story I got into radio was like a funny one where I'm working in. I had a transport company, and I'm working this transport company, and I'm sitting at home on the back deck, and I turn on the radio station. We got the old boom box thing out the back. We got a swimming pool. I just turn it on nice. I don't crank it up because we had neighbours close by, and they were funny neighbours. But anyway, I turn it up. It's at about a 4 out of a 10, and the radio station's playing, and it's not bad music. And I know better. I felt like I knew better songs, so I said, "Yeah, mate, send me the email, Ace." I got a bunch of hats made. Let me say this: I got a bunch of little hats made, and they were terrible. The font was in gold, and I said I wanted gold, and it says radio. it says the Radio Jonesy network with the microphone, and the Radio Jonesy and the microphone network come out good because that was in yellow and red, but the gold you can hardly see it. It's like one of those. The sun has to be shining on it for it to see. There, so I sent him back an email saying this is crap. Can't even see the picture. I want it, I want it redone. And they said, sure, okay, we can redo them, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be this amount of money. I said, no, I'll send you these ones back. I don't want them. I couldn't even give them away. They're crap. And they basically said to me, keep them and we'll do the new ones. So, yeah, but I want to find a good company. Like the company that done this hat, I can't get them anymore. This is a replica. This isn't an actual official merchandise. This is a replica, and I got a jacket and the hat, and they were cheap as out of China, obviously. But I can't find who they are anymore. I don't, and every time I try to find it, I don't stumble into it. I go looking. It's just one of those things. I was just scrolling through Facebook one night, and it said get this and this for a really cheap price. And I went, oh, yeah, I'll buy that, thinking it's the Devils merch because the Devils just got announced as being a new team. So when I got it, I was told by other people, where you bought your hat from, you won't get it because it's not official merch, and it's a scam and all that sort of stuff. And sure enough, it arrived, as you can see. But yeah, I rang up this radio station to request some music, and over a number of weeks, I got talking to the DJ, and he kept saying, "Come on in, and I'll show you around if you want." The studio was only about 20-minute drive away. I thought, why not? I'll go in and see how it all works. And it was a bit of a letdown. Like the studio wasn't as glamorous as what I thought it'd be. It's not much different from a room like this, to be honest. And then the producer, another room, producer answers the phone. And mate, send me the information, my friend. I will send an email and some money away. I want to do all that stuff again. Definitely. Or you could be the middleman, one of the two. But where else was it? Vietnam do some stuff as well. But I was in the studio talking to the people and talking to this guy. I got to know him and ringing him up every couple of weeks, every Friday night and Thursday night, and different DJs on different nights, and ringing up and they go, "Oh, you're the guy who rings up and requests songs all the time on this other show." And I went, "Oh, yeah, that's me." Yeah, that'll work. Maybe not in capitals, but it probably works in capitals anyway. I'm not too sure. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that, mate. Definitely, and I'm ready to invest some money into it. I want some. I'm going to buy a bit of stuff. I'm going to stockpile. Like behind me there's a blue hat. Right there, blue hat. There's some flags there. There's some cards, and there's that little devil, the Tasmanian devil, and there's some. Let me show you these coins. These coins are. Find me a place that mints cheap coins. I'll show you what I mean. Let me get back to this shot. All right, and here we go. All right. And there we are, looking at the beautiful harbour of Burnie. And like these souvenir coins, like these are. They got the island of Tasmania. It says Tasmania at the top. It says Tasmania souvenir coin. Basically shows your Wynyard, Launceston, and Hobart on the island. That's there. I can't work out the best way of showing that. And on the back is that Tasmanian devil. So you got the island and the devil. They're pretty cool. They're only souvenir coins. Well, they're not real gold or anything, but they do look nice. The blue hats of, this is just a sample of a hat. Where it's made in China. But I got some of them. Even got the old, being Australia Day. The box, ASMR. There you go, the flag, the boxing kangaroo. And then with the stickers, we've got the standard Radio Jonesy one. That's a big sticker too. Like, look at that. And the other day I got these made up, which is you can see the size difference, but it's Outback Tasmania. Nobody's got these. Nobody. Not yet anyway. You'll be getting yours first, Ace. Let me have a look. I'll tell you, Ace. Let me have a look. Yes, Ace. I did get that. Thank you very much. And I'll even send you back as got it. And let me, I'll give round 2 a go. We'll post some of this stuff away tomorrow. I'll be in Smithton tomorrow. So I'll send it while I'm up there. I've seen they've been advertising silver Ignats from Hobart Mint lately. Well, I haven't had a look. I just bought myself a bluey from the Australian Mint. Oh, look, the cruise ship's going now. It's all happening. You walk away from the window for a minute. And it is a small cruise ship, let me tell you. The little white one in the middle. Where is that going to sail to? Let me have a look. I'll tell you all about that. What have we got in there? We got three wonderful people. Bernie Shipping. So, okay, that is the Seven Seas Navigator, leaving berth dock number 5. Departure was 3:45, so yep, he's right on time. And he is going to Melbourne. Of course, he's going to Melbourne. He turned up today. No, sorry. He turned up today from Melbourne. Tonight he's going to be. They're not going to turn hard left. He's sort of going to go out in the middle because he's heading to Hobart. So he come from Melbourne, arrived this morning in Burnie. They're spending the day here. Now they're back on board, heading down to Hobart. Should arrive. Oh no. And that is the wonderful Seven Seas Navigator. I think that's the first time I've seen that one. Like, it's a smaller ship. I'm going to send it from a different place, Ace. So I hope so. You'll be, you'll be getting two things more than I sent last time. So let's hope it arrives. Someone's got them. I reckon they all. I'm having a salt ship to load tomorrow morning. 55,000 tons. Wow. Yeah, Ace, we'll do that tomorrow you'll probably see Smithton stamped on it. Okay, the Seven Seas Navigator. Let's have a look. Okay, the Seven Seas Navigator is the ultimate in ultra luxury cruising. It is a cruise ship operated by the Regent Seven Seas Cruises, accommodating roughly 490 passengers with a high staff to guest ratio. Refurbished the ship in 2019. The ship features an all-suite, all-ocean view accommodations. Each has balconies with itineraries covering destinations like the South Pacific, which is where they are right here, and then in the alternate seasons, it goes to Alaska, Canada, and New England. So there you go. That is the Regent Seven Seas Navigator. It's pretty cool. It's always interesting to one of my goals over the next few years is to actually do overnighters on these cruise ships. You can actually get on these cruise ships and sail maybe one or two ports. You don't have to do a full cruise. As the cruise ship goes out there, you got the pilot vessel is behind it, little orange sort of a boat. he's going to pull up on the left hand. I don't know. Is that the starboard left hand side? And once they get so far offshore, the pilot who is in the up with the captain, making sure the ship follows the proper procedures to leave the port. You can't recall anyone being live? Is that what we're saying? But yeah, and like I said before, these are the views for sort of we've been. You sort of sit here and you wait for it, and then you watch it go. And starboard, oh, starboard. Thank you, Katie. Yeah, well, he's right up next to the ship now. There's a little orange. You can't see it on the. I have to invest into a. I have to get a. I got to work out. If anyone knows any better than me, I want a camera fixed to the building to be able to move it left and right and zoom in and zoom out and connect it to the computer, which could connect to here. And it would be fantastic to be able to do that. Like tides come in pretty good now down at the beach, and actually the band has stopped playing. So I'm guessing that might be coming to an end down there at the festivities. But now the like I could if I can see with my eyes really good. I got small binoculars, but right now the pilot vessel is right on the ship on the left hand side there. The door opens. I can actually see the door open, like the part where the pilot's going to just walk out from one ship to the other. And it's cool to watch, to be honest. And if someone told me when I was at school, if you play your cards right, you do all these checks and balances, and if you this is what you got to do to become a ship's pilot for a port, man, what a job! What a job! Bringing ships in and out. But anyway, okay, the Lem v- Vebima capsized my cruise ship. Capesize. What are you doing? Well, Lem Vemma cape size. I don't know what you're saying, mate. Spit it out. Is that the ship you're playing with tomorrow? Yeah. Anyway, there goes the wonderful cruise ship. He's sort of, he's really going to sort of go out and then turn to the right. And the pilot vessel is right at the door right now. Just go behind the tree. Well, life in the big city. Let me Yes, and cool beans to you, Ace. Cool beans. I haven't had that saying for a while. Cool bananas. I had a friend who used to say that all the time. He says, "Oh, that's great." He'd say, "Cool bananas." All right. So the cruise ship basically is gone. If he comes back in the shot further out to sea, I'll bring it back. But we've been going now for how long have we been live? We've been live for 2 hours, and we've got three wonderful people in. I'll tell you what, I'm going to call it quits. Was only talking to the ship pilot last night over a beer. What a job, mate. What a job. Yep. And absolutely one of the best jobs you could ever, yeah. I suppose when the weather's crap and it's winter and all this sort of stuff, it'd be unpleasant a little bit. But hey, listen, I'm going to call this the day. Thanks for joining me on Australia Day. I've been live here for 2 hours. It's gone really quick. I've had some good discussions with Jonesy, Planet Jonesy. Katie's in the kitchen. I have a delicious rotisserie chicken. Good. Sounds lovely. Yeah, I thought that's what you were saying. That's what you're playing with tomorrow. That's my cruise ship. Yeah. All right. So for Planet Jonesy, Katie's in the kitchen. The wonderful Ace and whoever else is lurking. I know Quentin was here before. Quentin Nelson. What a great guy. And member of the channel, as well as Ace. Ace has been here for 4 months. Wow. Thank you, Ace. Much appreciated. And let me go back, keep going back. The last person to comment, keep going back. It's all the regulars until the wonderful Tuesdays with Joy. So, Old Man King was here for a bit. Go on you, Peter. And Devil Dog was here for a split second. They always, a bit like Belt Lip, pop in, pop out. I have to call them the honeymoon couple. The honeymooners. They pop in and they pop out. Oh, there's another song going. Okay, Peter. All right. I was just rolling up the chat. Thank you, Peter, for what you do and for all you do. They're the four that are here: Ace, Katie, Peter, and Planet Jonesy. Wonderful, wonderful people and supporters of the channel. I'll check out your Holden video in a sec, Planet Jonesy. But until we all meet again, much love to you all. Cool beans, cool bananas, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, cool bananas. That's your new saying, Ace. Until we meet again, it's Radio Jonesy saying farewell, sayonara, ciao, whatever else can I say? Oh, yes, that's what I want. Not that. Oh, man, this computer. I'll tell you what. 2026 is going to be the year I get a new computer. And ta-ta to the tatas. I heard tatas can be something different too, by the way. Just, shaking them around. Until we meet again, Radio Jonesy saying ciao.